हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, धन्यवाद, प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम। जय श्रील प्रभुपाद।
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी, प्रणाम। जय श्री
हरे
प्रभुपाद।
कृष्ण प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
दंडवत प्रणाम। प्रवीणा माता जी, श्रीनिवास प्रभु। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणम् परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टाप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमः श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Okay, thank you all for joining. This we are discussing from third canto, Shrimad Bhagavatam, and today is the chapter 11th. This chapter is going to be technical. It's about the calculation of time. What is time? On what basis the time is calculated? And what are the different divisions of time? So it's all about time today. We will be discussing about the duration of what are the different division of time, what is a kalpa, different kinds of kalpa, Brahma's lifespan, the lifespan of Manu, lifespan of demigods, the yugas, and comparison of Brahma's life with the Supreme Lord Narayan. So all these things we will discuss. In the previous chapter, Vidura asked Maitreya, please describe me about the time. And Maitreya found it's not easy to describe time. So Maitreya began describing uh, um, finding the nature of subtle time difficult to describe. So when Vidura, conversation between Maitreya and Vidura and Haridwar, then Maitreya, when asked to describe our time, Maitreya Muni was thinking, how do I start? So first he start describing the division of matter. And then he will connect the matter to the time. Time and space are two correlative terms, time and space. Time is measured in terms of its covering a certain space of atoms by the movement of the sun. Um, so, what is the basis of time? Um, time is based on, for example, the um, okay. Time is measured based on how much distance sun covers while moving. How much distance it covers. On that basis, the time is defined basically. So it will become more and more clear as we go in detail. The first description is of Pramanu. Pramanu is an atom, and it is said that it is the smallest particle in this entire cosmos, atom or Pramanu. It is invisible, we cannot see it, and it is indivisible, we cannot divide it. and the number of atoms in the material manifestation in the cosmos is unlimited. So the smallest particle is defined as atom. Some people say now the science says there is something smaller than atom, then Pramanu means that. But in a general, it's a Sanskrit word. Pramanu means the smallest. And Prabhupada translated into, like in scientific word today, the smallest is atom till that time. So Prabhupada gave a English translation as atom. So that Pramanu is the smallest particle. It cannot be divided further and it is not visible. And the total number of atoms together, they are called Parama Mahan. Parama Mahan. So Anu actually means small, very small. So Paramanu, Paramanu, Parama Anu and Parama Mahan. So Parama Anu means the smallest particle becomes an atom, and Parama Mahan means all the atoms together. All the atoms together means basically the entire cosmos, everything that exists. It's called Parama Mahan. So in this way, there is a smallest matter and there is a biggest matter, which is the whole cosmos itself. Now, just as the matter has small and big division, very small atom, very small matter is atom, and biggest matter is the whole cosmos. Time also has similar division. Time is also very small and time is very big also. And we will go through all these divisions of time. So, Paramanu is an atom, and the amount of time the sun takes to pass through an atom, that is the smallest division of time. Because atom is the smallest particle, the smallest substance or smallest matter. Amount of time sun takes, sun is always moving. So it has an axis through which the sun rotates. So the amount of time the sun takes just to cover an atom, that is the smallest division of time, and it is called Paramanutam. So Paramanu is atom, and Paramanutam is the time. Tam, the time it takes, the time sun takes to pass through a Paramanu. So Paramanu is atom, Parama Mahan is the total cosmos, and Paramanutam, amount of time the sun takes to cross an atom. And then Parama Mahan, we saw Parama Mahan is the total matter, total cosmos. Parama Mahan time is the time from the beginning till the end of the universe. Like so the smallest division of time is the time sun takes to pass one atom. It's called the smallest division of time is called Paramanutam. And the largest division of time is the time that it takes for the universe to be created from the creation till the dissolution, the whole universe. That is the biggest, um, um, like the matters from atom to cosmos. Likewise, the time from sun, what how much time sun takes to pass through an atom till from beginning to the dissolution of the whole creation. This is smallest division of time and the largest division of time. Okay, any question till now at this point of time? How is matter and time connected, space and time connected, and how is, on what basis is the time described in scriptures?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, can you please explain the smallest unit again of time?
The smallest unit of time is the sun is moving, constantly moving. So amount of time, the smallest matter is atom. The amount of time sun takes to pass an atom.
Oh,
That is the smallest division of time.
like to pass through an atom?
To pass through an atom, which is
Oh,
like 1 to maybe 40-50,000 of a second. That much time it takes. One by maybe 30-40,000. Only that much small time the sun takes to pass through an atom. And that is the smallest division of time. And then the time keeps on increasing. I mean, there are bigger divisions also. Just like we say
Yeah.
one pace and $500,000. So like that.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dhanwad Pranam.
Then we
Yeah, Prabhuji, does atoms move or sun moves? I mean, based on like this material education, like sun doesn't move, right?
No, sun moves, Mataji.
Oh,
Sun is constantly moving. That's why, see, sun is constantly moving. Sun moves in a line. When it goes to the north, it's called Uttarayana. When it goes to the south, it's called Dakshina. So one Uttarayana, and it goes in a north-south direction, the sun. And one Uttarayana plus one Dakshina is 1 year.
okay. I was in the impression Earth moves and based on the place it is.
And Mataji, everything is moving.
Oh,
Earth is moving around the sun,
Hmm.
and sun is continuously moving from north to south.
okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Any other questions so far? Are we clear on how atom and time are connected? How time and space are connected? And on what basis the time is calculated? I mean, we say 1 second, but then what is the basis of a second? So based on Shastra, the basis of time is the movement of the sun and how much distance the sun covers. Okay.
So Hare Krishna Prabhuji, so sun cover from Uttarayan to back to Uttarayan, that is a 1 year, correct?
That is
Uttarayan to
1 year.
Dakshinayan, because that is how the winter and summer comes, correct? So when
That's
it is far from the earth, then it is basically winter. Otherwise, it's summer. That's how
well, the sun does not go far from the earth, but the sun is rotating around the earth. Sorry, earth is rotating around the sun, and the earth is revolving and rotating now. So the
yeah, yes, Prabhu.
part which is not exposed to the sun, that's when the winter comes.
Yeah, that's right, Prabhuji. But Uttarayan, I think something else also changed if I'm
Uttarayan is when the sun
northern
changes direction.
northern.
Uttarayan basically means the sun is moving towards the north. So 6 months is Uttarayana. So the sun is constantly going in northern direction. And when it changes, then the Kshayana begins. And then 6 months the sun goes towards that. But during that time, at some places there will be summer and some places there will be winter. That's based on the rotation of the earth around its own axis.
Hmm.
And the earth is constantly revolving and rotating around the sun, around its own axis, at the same time going along with the sun. Movement of Uttara and Dakshayana, earth is going in that way also. Lot of rotation has to go through.
And Prabhuji, you said like the whole universe time from creation to end. What is that? What is the term called?
It is called the Parama Mahan time.
What is it? Parma Mahan?
Parama Mahan. Parama Mahan means, so Paramanu, one atom. Parama Mahan is all the atoms combined. So basically, Parama Mahan time, that's what it is described.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
I mean, the time for which the universe exists, that is the highest division of time, from the lowest division of time of Paramanutam. Okay, anything else? All right. So then we move. Now we discussed Paramanu is the time for the sun to pass one atom distance. That is Paramanutam. Double of that. Now I'm going to take many names. Obviously, we won't remember, but it just gives us an idea. Double the Paramanutam is Anu. Anu basically means the amount of time sun takes to pass 2 atoms is called anu. Then tarasha renu, tarasha basically means hex. So tarasha renu is amount of time sun takes to pass 6 atoms is called tarasha renu. Then truti, truti means 3 hex time, means 3 hex is 6 atoms, so 3 hex time is amount of time sun takes to pass through 18 atoms is called truti. And then 100 truti, 100 truti means amount of time sun takes to pass through 1800 atoms. 100 truti is a Veda, and it is described in modern time. One Veda is 8 over 135 seconds. 8 by 135 seconds means I don't know, maybe 1/10 of a second or something, very small. That is Veda. That much time sun takes to pass through 1800 atoms. Then lava is 3 Vedas, or 300 trutis, or 5400 atoms is lava. And 3 lava is Nimesh. This is something we have heard. Nimesh, basically it's around 16,200 atoms. The amount of time sun takes to pass through that many atoms is called 1 Nimesh. And 1 Nimesh is around 8 by 15 second, close to half second. Nimesh, we may have heard, sometime it is described the amount of time it takes, like palak jhapakte hain na, like this, when the eyes blink, that much time, that is also like a nimesh. So that's around half of a second. Nimesh also is referred by Lord Chaitanya. He says, Yugaitam nimeshena chakshusha pravishaitam shunnaitam jagat sarvam govinda vidahena me. So here, dear Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in his Sikshashtakam prayers, he says, Yugaitam nimeshena. So because of separation, out of love, loving separation, um, 1 nimesh seems like a yuga. So yuga is also a time frame. We will discuss that also. What is yuga? But nimesh is around a half of a second. But in separation, when we really love somebody and we are not able to see them, then every moment seems like the time is not ending. So 1 nimesh seems like yoga is passing and the Lord is not. Where is the Lord? So that nimesh is around half of a second. But in Shastric term, nimesh is around 16,200 atoms. The sun takes to pass through that many atoms is nimesh. Then shana, हम बोलते हैं ना एक क्षण, प्रभु एक क्षण. So shana means 3 nimesh. 3 nimesh. So एक क्षण, 1 shana is 8 by 5 second. So around 1.6 second is 1 shana. Then there is kastha. 1 kastha is 5 shana, which is basically 8 seconds. And then laghu is 15 kasthas, which is 2 minutes. Then danda, 1 danda is 15 laghus, which is adha ghanta, 30 minutes. So adha ghanta is 1 danda. And then muhurta, जैसे हम बोलते हैं ना कि पंडित जी जल्दी करिए, मुहूर्त निकल जाएगा, मुहूर्त will go, muhurt will pass. So 1 muhurt is 2 dandas, which is 1 hour. This is 1 muhurta. 1 danda is 30 minutes. 2 danda is 1 muhurta. And 6 or 7 dandas is prahar. Prahar is 3 hours around prahar. Jesse, we may have heard prahar is 3 hours. And the day is 12 hours. So in a day, there are 4 prahars. And in the night, there are 4 prahars, total 8 prahars. 1 prahar is 3 hours. So 8 prahar is 1 day. 8 prahar. And so we may have heard that the whole day is divided into 8 prahars. And if you hear sometimes Srila Prabhupada books describe Radha Krishna Ashtakalya Leela. Ashtakalya Leela. Ashta means 8. So how Krishna is performing his pastimes in 8 prahars. Our Goswamis describe in which prahar, in which muhurta, what is Krishna doing. So in that way, the Shastra always describe based on these words. Ashtakal, 8 prahar. So day, prahar, muhurta, shana, nimesh, danda. Danda is adha ghanta, half an hour. So that's 1 day is 8 prahar, and 15 days is 1 fortnight. Fortnight is 15 days. And 1 month is 2 fortnights. And that 1 month is 1 day of Pitra Lok. There 1 day and night, 1 complete day is here 1 month. So they are much slower than us. Then season is 2 months. So in a year there are 6 seasons. So season is 2 months. And ayan is 6 months. Ayan means in Dakshayana, Uttarayana. So ayan is there. So Dakshayana means the ayan or the 6 months when the sun is toward Dakshina or south. And Uttar is north. Uttarayana is the ayan of time, 6 months, when the sun is towards in a uttar direction, in northern direction, that becomes Uttarayana. So ayana is 6 months. Again, everything is based on the movement of the sun. And then the year is 2 ayanas. 2 ayana is 12 months, which is 1 year. And this whole time scale is based on when we calculate time based on the movement of the sun. So that further shows how much time the sun covers, or how sun covers matter, is how the time is defined. And that's how time and space are correlated. Okay. Any discussion so far? Any questions so far?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, one question. So Uttarayan means January to June, correct, Prabhuji?
Yes.
And Dakshinayan is July to December.
Well, I think it's
Because when we have a Makar Sankranti, I think at that time some call, what I remember. I'm not
yeah,
sure, Prabhuji.
yeah, that is correct understanding, Prabhuji. And that comes, I think, January 15th.
14 January around. 13,
Yeah,
14
that's,
January.
yeah. And that's why Makar Sankranti does not change every year, because it is based on solar movement. When other than that, all the festivals are based on lunar movement, so they change every year. But that day doesn't change. Okay, any other question? Or are we clear with the sun, movement of the sun, the time? And some famous ones are Prahar, Shana, Nimesh, Paramanutam, fortnight, month, year.
Prabhuji,
See,
all these time factors are from Earth with respect to Earth, not from the lower planet, because lower planet time runs faster, upper planet time run slower. So it's all related to Earth, correct, Prabhuji? With respect to Earth.
yes. Actually, it has, when we see, I mean, we are seeing it from that perspective, but it is not dependent on Earth. Um, the amount of time sun takes to pass an atom is paramanutam, and from there you keep doubling, tripling, and different names are there. Amount of time the sun, I mean, when we say a year or a month. That there we are telling with respect to Earth, but then the actual Sanskrit terms we used is only based on the movement of the sun.
So
But
then,
when
Prabhuji, time, how come then time is different? Because in the lower planetary system, time runs very fast. Here, 1 second, there may be 1 year in the
yes,
lowest hellish planets. So because of the distance from the sun is so far, that is the reason then
they take longer. Yeah. As
that
we
is the
will
reason.
cover this chapter, you will have more clarity on that, Prabhu. It's like it is based on um, um, how much time a particular planet takes to cover the sun. So Earth takes a year. So that year is with respect to Earth.
Okay, Prabhuji. Yeah, because I was a little confused because 14 planetary system everywhere time is different. Time factor is
Mhm. Mhm.
So, Prabhuji, one question, Prabhuji.
Mhm.
You mentioned one month is one Pitralokna, 1 day of Pitralokna, है ना Prabhuji?
1 day of Pitralok is
1 month.
1 month of earthly planet.
1 month of earthly planet. Okay. So we can assume that, if the, I mean, it is above the earth, then Pitralok is above the earth. I mean, जैसे भूलोक, भुवरलोक, सुवरलोक, तो इसके बीच में आता है वो, how
Pitralok is not a planetary system, it's a planet, Mataji.
okay, okay,
It
Prabhuji.
is on the southern direction of the earth. Like Bhuvarlok, they are planetary systems.
Right.
But Pitralok is a planet only. It's a higher planet. It comes in a southern direction to Mother Earth. This question is asked in Bhagavatam in 5th canto, where Parikshit Maharaj asks, where is Pitralok? Then he look in the south, and that's where the Pitralok lies.
Okay, Prabhuji. Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Okay. Anything else? Now, it may seem confusing because we are trying to explain the time based on, so we can understand. We can understand, oh, this much second is a danda, a prahar is this. But actually, it is based on the movement of the sun. And we are taking the movement of the sun with respect to earthly planet. Okay, how much time in our respective does the sun take to move that much distance? So it is okay. So we are calculating time based on that. But then a higher planet, when they see how much time sun takes to move, then for them, the whole sun may move in few seconds for Brahmaji. So for them, the time is different, but the basis of time is the movement of the sun over the space. But how it is perceived with respect to Earth or with respect to Brahmalok or with respect to lower planets or middle planets, that they will all perceive differently how the sun is moving, but the basis of time is movement of the sun over space. Himashu, does that clarifies?
yes, true. But another confusion. You said planet and planetary system. I'm a little confused now. So what do you mean by that? Planet isn't, so that is also above the Earth only, that Pitralok, correct, Prabhuji?
Well,
That's
it's
why
a
their time is 1 month of us is their one day. So that means they are upper higher to us.
yes. So well, it's not, see, Prabhuji, it's not like we see it in a way straight line. ऊपर है नीचे है we perceive ना? It's all multidimensional, Prabhuji. But it is described clearly. Last chapter we saw the we were discussing last chapter different kinds of living entities. We were discussing about Sarga and Visarga, and we were discussing 8 steps creation, or how many steps creation was that?
6 plus
10
4.
steps. 10,
6 plus 4.
10 steps creation. And we discussed 6 steps were creation by Vishnu and 4 step creation by Brahma. And there the last step of creation was higher beings. And there Pitras comes, Kinna Purusha, spirits and ghosts and um, devatas and all those people come in higher beings. So Pitraloka is certainly a higher planet. It's a planet filled with higher beings.
But not at the same line, kind of, 14 planetary system, not as a part of that 14 planetary system.
One planetary system consists of many planets.
Okay.
So it's a whole system of planet. That's why it's called a planetary systems. For example, Sun planet is a Swarglok. Moon planet is also Swarglok. It's like the heavenly planetary system. And there are many planets, Prabhuji. And Indra's planet, Swarglok, we call Swarglok, it's different. Sun planet is different, Moon planet is different, but they are all they all are like lies under the Swarglok category.
But they're in the same range, kind of, in the same planetary
Same
system. They're
planetary
all part of
system,
it.
yeah, like a galaxy.
Galaxies.
And there are multiple planetary systems.
So as we have a Venus and all, Saturn, all those things in the same, they're in the same range, but if access wise, they are in the
They are
same,
planets.
they are planets, individual planet, but this is a planetary system.
Lower Swarglok is planetary system. All right.
Yes, Guruji.
Okay. Anything else? And
Prabhuji. Go ahead, Mataji.
Thank you. Prabhuji, one question, Prabhuji. So, the lifespan of a human being is depends upon the time or is depends upon the number of breaths? I heard somewhere that recently I heard that it depends upon number of breaths.
It's
The
number of breaths.
number of breaths.
But then there's a general guideline and then there's a precise for individual. So my life, how many will be, is based on my number of breath. But then there is an average. So it is said that every living entity lives 100 years. In Earth, Brahmalok, Swarglok, lower planetary system, they all live 100 years. But that year is defined by the revolution of the planet around its axis in which they are living. So the year, how the year is defined for Swarglok is different our year, and that is different from Brahma's year. That based on how their planets is rotating and how much time it takes to rotate their own planet. But whichever planet we are living in, the life is averaging 100 years. And in that, an individual life is based on number of breath.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Clear, Soumya Mataji?
Yeah, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Any other question?
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, you were mentioning for different planets or look, the time is still based on the revolutions around the sun. So my question is, so I don't know now if we have different view as so is it we don't we have multiple galaxies and then multiple sun in each galaxy?
One sun in the whole universe.
Okay.
It is described in Bhagavatam that there is only one sun, but there are so many galaxies and they all revolve around the sun. Not every galaxy has different sun, Mataji.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Prabhuji, I heard in some planets, they have some number of moons, not only
Yes.
one. They have
Yes.
multiple moons. Like
Yes. Multiple moons.
But the sun would be the one.
One sun
Only one.
for
Okay.
everyone. Okay. Anything else? Okay. Now, anything else? Okay. Now, different luminaries and planets rotate in their respective orbit of time, forming their own years as follows. So, like as we discussed, there are different planets. They all rotate in their respective orbits. They all have a rotation around the sun. So they all have their own orbits. They rotate in that. And how much time that particular take defines an year. So there is a lunar year, there is a solar year, there is called Samvatsara, which is the sun, uh, um, um, uh, this basically a solar year, which in earthly calculation is 365.25 days. Then if we see the Jupiter, for Jupiter also rotate, na? So their rotation, according to earthly calculation, is 11.87 years. 11.8 years for us. Jupiter, one rotation for their 1 year, but for us 11.87 years. Then there are different constellations, and then there is also moon. So moon is a moon lunar year they call. That is amount number of days the moon takes to go around the earth, one revolution. So for moon, one revolution around the earth is 1 month, and that is around 29.5 days. And then that's 1 month, and 12 such month is one lunar year. So our festivals are based on lunar year. That's why Janmashtami comes on different days every year. It's not on the same. But Makar Sankranti is based on solar year. So Makar Sankranti is 14 July every time. But Holi, different day, Diwali, different day, it changes. Because most of the festivals are based on the lunar year in Earth, the lunar year.
Prabhuji, so it's a 354 days, correct? I think 11 days, then that's why Adhik Mas comes, I think, after 3. That is the reason, Prabhuji, to match up.
Yeah, that is correct. So here it says, from what I am seeing, moon rotation 327 days. Yeah, maybe there is some confusion there, but yes, Prabhuji, I agree with you. And we can see, I mean, maybe this number is not correct. I'm seeing the summary study. But how Bhagavatam described is Anuvatsara, and Anuvatsara is based on the moon rotation, based on sun rotation, Samvatsara, based on Brihaspati or Jupiter rotation is Parivatsara. So there are different luminaries have their own different, the time perspective changes because their rotation is of different times. All right, Himanshu Prabhu.
Yeah, Prabhuji, so why, I mean, any reason, a specific reason why other festival goes by lunar calculation versus solar calculation, only Makar Sankranti? What is
Based
the
on,
reason behind it?
yeah, see, we say Ekadashi, na? So Ekadashi is 11th day from the waxing or waning moon. So its reference is moon. Na? We say Janmashtami. So Ashtami is 8th day from waxing moon, Radha Ashtami. And Nashinga Chaturdashi. So 14 day from the waning moon is Nashinga Chaturdashi. God Purnima. So full moon day is Purnima. So if you see all the festivals is based on the moon calculation. The base is moon. So they are all based on, if we live in a lunar year, then Janmashtami will fall on the same day every year. But because we use solar year in today's day and age. So there is a variation. Is it all right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Then Maitamuni also says one should worship the sun once every 5 years, Matrimony says. He says because the sun aligns everyone with heat and light. Sun diminishes life duration and thus releases one from material illusion. Like it is said, for a materialist, every sunrise and sunset one is one day closer to death. But for a spiritualist, for a devotee, every sunrise and sunset one is one day closer to Krishna. So in that way, we are one day closer to Krishna, one more day closer to Krishna. And sun also takes us to the heavenly planet. It's a path of elevation to heaven. And if you see Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna describes a yogi when he leaves the body in a sun, in a daylight, then he attains Brahman. In a night time, then he goes up to the moon planet and comes back. So sun is a path to elevation. And it's very auspicious even when one leaves the body during the sun. It's auspicious. So Matrimony says, so one must worship the sun once every 5 years. I'm not sure why Matrimony says once every 5 years, but he says. Okay. So then Vidura says, okay, I understand the lifespan of beings in Swarga, Pitra and Earthly. Earthly we know 100 years, Pitra we know. Their year we understood. It's like 1 month there is 1 day. Please describe the lifespan of others like Brigu, who are beyond the Kalpa of Brahma. So there is a word called Kalpa. Kalpa is a day. So one Kalpa of Brahma is 1 day of Brahma. Vidura is asking Matrimony about the life of Brigumuni, who lives in very higher planets, and tell us about them. Because then Vidura says, because you are self-realized person, you can understand the movements of eternal time and can see everything by the power of mystic vision. So because you are self-realized and you know everything, so I am asking you to please tell me about the time for Janalok, Mahalok, Tapalok, and whatever is remaining. I understood the time earthly, time of Swarg also I have understanding. Time of Pitralok also I got the understanding now. But what about others? Tell me about all. And because you are self-realized. So it is also described that how a self-realized soul knows everything. Although they may be living here, they have complete understanding because everything is revealed from within their heart by the Lord. And then it is described that those who are above Swargalok, like Janalok, Mahalok, Taplok, Satyalok, all those planets, their lifespan is the same. They all live equal to that of Brahma. All of them. So now Maitremuni start describing about the Yuga. And Maitremuni says Kali Yuga is 432,000 years earthly and 1200 demigod years. Kali Yuga. Dwapar Yuga is twice Kali Yuga. So with respect to demigod years, it is described. 2400 demigod years is Dwapar Yuga. And Treta Yuga is 3600 demigod years. Satya Yuga is 4800 demigod years. And if you combine together Kali Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Treta Yuga, Satya Yuga, they all together form a Chatur Yuga. It's also called the Yuga cycle. And that is 12,000 years of the Devatas. So human 432,000 years is Devata's 1200 years. If you divide 432,000 by 1200, it becomes 360. So our 1 year is their 1 day. Our 1 year is their 1 day. So that's about Kali Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Treta Yuga, and Satya Yuga, and the difference of time between the Devatas and us. Our 1 year is their 1 day. And what is a yuga? A yuga is a time duration between two yuga sandhyas or transitional period. Yuga sandhya is like Kali Yuga to Satya Yuga. So when Kali Yuga to Satya Yuga, there is a transitional period where it moves from Kali Yuga to Satya Yuga. That is called sandhya. Sandhya means middle, yuga sandhya. And then when it goes from Satya Yuga to Treta Yuga, then the transitional period. So this yoga sandhya is one yuga. So there is one Satya Yuga. Then Treta Yuga is yoga sandhya between Satya Yuga and Treta Yuga to Treta Yuga and Dwapar Yuga. Between these two yoga sandhyas becomes Treta Yuga. So what is a yoga? It's a time duration between two yoga sandhyas. And it is described that in each yoga sandhya, a particular yoga dharma is practiced. So naturally, we know that in Kali Yoga, the yoga dharma is Harinam, holy name, Sankirtan Yagya. So all the intelligent people, they perform Harinam Sankirtan in this, because that's the yoga dharma. Likewise, between two yoga sandhyas, everyone have their own different yoga dharmas. And that's what is being practiced. Then it is described in Satya Yoga, the dharma is completely maintained. But then as one goes from Satya Yoga to Treta Yoga, the dharma is reduced by 1/4. One goes to Dwapar Yoga, dharma becomes half and adharma is admitted proportionately. So dharma remains 1/4 and adharma creeps in 3/4 in Treta Yuga. No, in Dwapar Yuga. In Treta Yuga, dharma is 3/4, adharma is 1/4. Dwapar Yuga, dharma is half, adharma is half. In Kali Yuga beginning, dharma is 1/4, adharma is 3/4. And towards the end of Kali Yuga, adharma is 100%. And then there is a Yoga Sandhya, which then again starts Satya Yuga, and then dharma is again established to 100%. So that's how there is a decline of dharma between these four yugas. So above the Swarglok, the higher planets, Maharlok, Janalok, Tapalok, Brahmalok, above the Swarglok, the duration of one day is 1000 Chatur Yugas. Like the day of Brahmana, one day of Brahma is 1000 Yuga cycles. One night of Brahma is also 1000 Yuga cycles. And that time is same for the higher four planetary system. And everybody in those four planetary system lives the entire life of Brahma. But when we go to Swarglok, suddenly very less life compared to the higher four planetary system. Swarglok, and earthly is like drastically lesser life compared to the demigods life, and it reduces drastically actually, but higher four planets, same life as that of Brahmaji. So how are we doing so far? Is it too much detail? Are we able to follow?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, Jai Srila Prabhupada. So Prabhuji, once the Kali Yuga is over, would there be a destruction and then the new Yuga would start?
No destruction. Kalki itself will destroy everything. And then except a very few countable who are following dharma will remain. And then their progeny, and then there's a transition period where the whole environment will change. But the planets are not destroyed. It is described, we will see, the planets are destroyed after every day of Brahma. But between Yuga Sandhyas, the planets are not destroyed. But the residents and the environment changes.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay. How are others feeling? Like going beyond or still under reach?
Prabhuji, is there any specific duration for the Yuga Sandhya you mentioned?
Any duration for Sandhya?
Sandhya, yeah. The transition period.
Yeah. it is mentioned that the Sandhya period is different between different yugas. The Sandhya period is there everywhere. Even when Brahma day to Brahma night comes, all the planets are destroyed now. Then that time the Sandhya period is for Chatur yugas, very huge Sandhya period. But between yugas it is much smaller and it changes for everything. But it's just mentioned here, okay, Yoga Sandhyas. Definitely these transition are like for earthly planet like hundreds of years or maybe thousands of years. So it's a huge transition period is there.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So we are still in the transition phase only, correct? From Dwapar to Kali.
No, Kali Yuga has begun. We are in
Okay.
Kali Yuga. It is mentioned in Bhagavatam, in the beginning of Kali Yuga, Buddha will come. So Buddha has come, matlab Kali Yuga has already begun. And it is said that the moment Krishna left, Kali began. And Buddha came when and when Buddha came, we were discussing today in our Bhagavatam discussion here. When Buddha came, every house was slaughterhouse. Everybody would eat animals and kill animals. And then Buddha came and stopped. And now again things are improving towards animal slaughter. But during the Buddha time itself, everybody is an animal killer there. So it like full flow and then controlled and like this. But it's Kali Yuga only. But it's the beginning phase of Kali Yuga.
Yeah, because you say in 10,000 years is a golden year, correct, for us, because of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Yes. So this is Swarna, age of Kali Yuga. Yes. Okay. Any other discussion? Clear
Hare
so far?
uh, question. So the soul and which yuga he borns is based on the soul's conditioning, Prabhuji, or will born in every yuga and based on degradation he'll be transformed to next yuga, something like that.
Yeah, every Yuga Mataji. So we continue taking births after birth after birth. Which body, which form is based on our karma. But we keep taking birth.
In every yuga.
Uh-huh.
In every yuga.
Yeah. Till we go back to Godhead, our births are continuous.
And so after Buddha, or I don't know, before Buddha, Jesus Christ also came, right, to spread the word of the God.
Yes.
And
After Buddha.
yeah, so even at that time, this slaughtering of animals was there, right, Prabhu?
Yes. Yes.
So isn't it reduced by his preachings or things? I mean, even today they continue to do that, right? Though they believe in
Yeah.
Christ.
So when the Lord comes,
Uh-huh.
massively he reduces. But then there are always people who are still killing. Like when Buddha came, all the followers of Buddha are still following Ahimsa, non-violence to animals. But there are so many who don't follow Buddha. But Buddha always a particular, when the Lord comes, some
Mhm.
people remain atheistic and some transforms. Even when Lord Krishna came, some remain atheistic like Duryodhana and others. Some were transformed.
Okay, even like though they follow, let's say in this Christianity, right? Though they follow, they do this slaughtering thing. They do eat meat still, right? They say,
Even now?
uh-huh. Yeah,
Yeah,
even
the Christians they do. Yes. The Muslims also they do slaughter. Buddhists mostly don't do,
yeah.
but other religions still do that. Yes.
So is this the misconception of his teachings? People became like that. Misunderstanding of his teachings because
Of
of
Jesus
that.
Christ.
Uh-huh.
I mean, Jesus Christ said, "Thou shalt not kill." Prabhupada said, "When thou shalt not kill, then why are you slaughtering animals?" So Prabhupada said, "Why don't you follow Christianity properly?" So Prabhupada
Okay.
did give that as an argument.
Okay, so it's misunderstanding or not able to restrain from what they are doing.
Yeah, that's what Prabhupada says. If you are a Christian, then be a sincere Christian, Prabhupada would say. Any bona fide teachings will not sanction cow killing or other things.
Any animal killing for that matter, right?
Yes. But Prabhupada did say if you cannot control your tongue, at least don't kill cow, then you
Mm.
can eat goat. And Prabhupada says at least the reaction will be less.
Mhm.
So in that way, Prabhupada says, but in no means can cow should be killed because the reaction is very, very severe.
Yeah.
But then today we were also discussing, we were reading today.
Mhm.
It is mentioned, what are we reading today? I think today, yeah, today. In the purport to first canto, third chapter, Buddha's appearance. That's what Bhagavatam was. There Prabhupada mentions those who kill animals will not be able to understand Krishna consciousness or will not be able to experience Krishna or have that potency of experiencing Krishna consciousness. If those who kill animals, even if you speak to them, they won't be able to understand or won't take interest in those subject matter. So Prabhupada says to understand spiritual life, one must stop animal killing or one must stop meat eating.
Mm. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Okay, good so far. I mean, there is some more to go. I have less hope that I'll be able to finish this chapter. Yes.
Prabhuji, one question, Prabhuji. So then when you say yugas, so yugas, they affect for all the planetary system, Prabhuji, correct? Lower to upper, everywhere, not only for Earth.
Only Earth, Prabhuji.
So then what happened to the lower planetary system? There's no yuga, difference
They
in the
are,
living.
it is said below Earth, they are Bilva Swarga. They are mentioned in Bhagavatam. Bilva Swarga means their opulence is actually more than Swargalok also. See, for us now, Kali a lot of suffering. Devatas are happy. Devatas are still doing the same thing. That's why it's a Bhog Bhumi, na? Swargalok and lower planetary system also. When we go to Satya Yoga, Treta Yoga, so much suffering here, and we are with so much. But devatas are not affected by that. But the comparison is there. Satya Yoga duration here, there, but that's for us to understand. That
Heavenly
how,
planet always, you're saying like, golden age over there.
I mean, not golden age. Golden age we call because of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
No. So
This,
what I'm trying to say, probably there is no yug cycle in the heavenly planet and in the hellish planet. It's always same. Their their life cycle doesn't matter here, like for the lower planet. Like as Kali Yuga has 100 years, Satya Yuga has different age.
but yeah, but their lifespan is fixed. It's not based on changing of times. So it is said that in Swargalok they live for 71 yuga cycles. So it's not that somebody is getting born and somebody is dying, and longer duration a particular time, and the age keeps on reducing, and the people keep on degrading. It's the same person who lives, like Indra. He is the same person who lives for the entire 71 yuga cycles, like millions of years, same person. But here it's like Earth, like those in Satya Yoga, they have certain characteristics. In Kali Yoga, same soul gets a body and very different characteristics. And everything is like drastically changing in earthly planet, not in Swarga. Same person throughout the Yoga cycle, 71. Satya
And
Yoga.
how about lower planet, Prabhu? Because lower planets are connected, Prabhuji, correct? Because as if human die and if he had did the bad activity, he went to the hellish planets.
Ah,
So over there, life cycle duration is same. How it goes there?
not sure about the duration of life in lower planets. Haven't read anything specifically how long they live, but what is mentioned is the opulence there is higher than Swarglok also.
What kind of opulence is more? I mean,
Materialistic.
more enjoyment there.
Like you can think and you can fly, very highly developed opulences. But it is also said that they are more and more materialistic places. There is no sun there. Below Earth, none of the planet have access to sun. So it's always there is no day and night there. But it always remains gloomy, or like light is there, mid light is there, and that is from the jewels of the snakes. But there is no sun, there is no day, there is no night, and they are very highly advanced materialistically, very opulent. But it doesn't specifically mention about how long do they live.
Okay, Prabhuji, thank you.
Okay, anything else so far?
Prabhuji, in continuation to the question you have answered, so the lifespan in the Swargalok. So is it same for all? I mean, same for all, Prabhuji. Suppose if one person did good karma, he will also stay in Swargalok for that 7, whatever
Yeah,
the period you
no,
mentioned.
yeah.
No.
It's a standard life there, which is 71 yoga cycles, but
Mhm.
not everybody goes there
Going
for the
to
same
and stay.
duration.
Okay.
One will go based on how much one's good karma is, but the devatas or the leaders, Indra and
Mm-hmm.
Vayu and others or primary
Mm-hmm.
demigods, they all live for the entire duration.
Got it.
And even if anybody tries to take their position or kill them, the Lord them himself protect them. Example of Bali Maharaj wanted to kill Indra or replace Indra and become Indra. Then Vaman Dev came and sent him to Sutala planet and again installed Indra there. So it is ordained by the Lord that they live for that much long year. But some, like there are stories of people who did some punya, they go there for
Mm-hmm.
some time and relish the enjoyment. And then
Come
once the
back.
time is and they come back.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is there also.
Yeah. Thanks for the clarification, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Anything else?
Prabhuji, one more question. Sorry. In heavenly planet, I mean, because what I have learned so far, like Indra and Indra's wives, so there is kind of a grasta there, correct?
Yes.
So do we have other ashrams there also, Prabhuji?
I don't think they're sannyasis. What will they do?
That's what I was
Sannyasis.
thinking. So only grasta is there. I don't see
And
brahmachari.
brahmacharya is there. I mean, in a way, before marriage, they grow up and they get married. There is no old age. There is no disease. There is no death. There is no disease. Death is they just disappear. That's that. Not like the body remains and cremated. Those things are not there, like earthly planet.
So I would say so we would say only they lived in brahmachari and grasta. There is no one, there is no way of need of that, correct? Because they are living anyway very opulent life there.
Shastra says Vaman Dev is a brahmachari. Vaman Dev is a brother of Indra. And if you see 8th canto, it says Vaman Dev came a brahmachari and he was
He
telling
killed
uh,
Bali, right?
So that's what we have a brahmachari and grasta, kind of. But apart from that, there is nothing there. Other two.
Sannyas haven't read anything from my limited knowledge. Mostly grastas.
Thank Thank you.
For sannyas, you go to Mahalok, Janalok, Taplok. Everybody is renounced there.
So that is where they, if they haven't decided, they can go there.
Yeah, it is described those who take sannyas in this life, if they're not Krishna conscious sannyasis, then they go to in the next birth Mahalok, Janalok, Taplok, based on different kinds of sannyasis. But those who are those who are attached to sense gratification, they go to Swargalok. People with punya, different categories of punya. So it is described. So that's why sannyasis are sent directly there, because what you are following and what you want to do and your desire doesn't match with Swargalok. So they are sent to higher levels. Okay, I guess good for today. We did half the chapter actually, because it was a little bit dense. So I didn't want to just push more and more information. But remaining half should be relatively easier. We'll discuss about kalpa, different kinds of kalpa, um, um, and the life of the universe, and demigod life also we will see a little bit more. Manu's life, Manvantara, Saptarishis, some of time with them we will see next week. Okay, so is it okay to end here?
Prabhuji, one quick question may I ask? Hare
Ah,
Krishna.
yes, no.
Prabhuji, in the same Chaturyuga only, like Krishna came, like before 5,000 years.
Yes.
But we are in Kali Yuga, right? The Dwapara Yuga before Kali Yuga.
Yes.
Okay. So in this same Chaturyuga, Rama Avatar also happened in Treta Yuga.
Rama Avatar comes every Treta Yuga.
Every Treta Yuga, Rama Avatar comes, but Krishna comes.
Once in 1000 Dwapar Yuga.
Oh, okay. But in our Chaturyuga, Krishna appeared, right?
Yes. And this will be a small part of discussion next week also, because we will discuss based on Bhagavatam which Yuga cycle we are in.
Okay. Sure. Prabhuji, thank you.
Thank you.
Hare
Okay.
Krishna, Prabhuji, understand this. One question, Prabhuji. So, how people living on earth, their body is made out of Panchamahabhuta. So, like that, people who are there in on earth, heavens, what is the body made out of them?
Made up of.
Made up of, yeah.
Not the same as ours.
Okay.
Their body is subtler. They will come and they will be in front of us, but we won't be able to see them. Or they can manifest and we can see them, or they may not manifest and we don't see them. Our bodies cannot like fly in the air or go to different planets. Our body are very restricted, very heavy bodies, and made of very gross elements. But the more higher we go, the bodies are different. What is Indra's body made up of? I don't know. But it is mentioned that Brahma's body is made up of intelligence. So very, very subtle. Can't see. We cannot see intelligence now. So his body is made up of intelligence, cannot see. Very can't perceive also. Like it is said, Krishna's body or the soul is made up of eternity, bliss, and knowledge. But our bodies are very, very gross. So Panch Mahabhutas they are made up of. But their body is different. That's why they have a lot of powers in their bodies, and they can do a lot of mystical things that we can't do.
And one more question, Prabhuji. So, uh, this is one of the topic, right? Explained in Bhagavatam, time. So, time means Krishna says that Aham Kalasmi, right? So he
Yes.
is the time. So, how that means? In what sense we can perceive that with respect to today's discussion?
Well, this time is created by Krishna. This time is a force. Time is an energy.
Right.
And we will discuss something more on this next week. It comes later on. And in the first verse, it comes that uh, Maitamuni says this time is Krishna's energy, and it is calculated based on the movement of the sun. That's how we are perceiving it. But the time is constantly moving. And anybody who is born, the time starts ticking, and on an average, in general, 100 years over, dies. Anybody else born, they are born within the force of time, within that energy, and the energy starts ticking, and when 100 years of that planet, death. So everything, and it's like there is a force that is a destruction force, and everyone who takes birth is under this force, and this energy is created by Krishna. No time means you exist and you exist forever.
And does it mean also like whatever the restrictions of time which are applicable to that planet, accordingly it will impact on that body on the
Yes, based on the
person.
revolution of that particular planet around its orbit, the orbit may vary. For moon, the orbit is around the earth. For earth, the orbit is around the sun. So the orbit around the object may vary, but based on that, the time force acts unique to them.
In short, like just for my at the note point, like through time, Krishna controls jivas on that particular planet. Is that sentence correct?
He destroys jivas through time. Krishna says, I am time and I have come to destroy everybody. So through time, everything is degraded and destroyed.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay, thank you all very much. Vachakalpatarupesha kripa sindhuve cha patitanam pavane vaishnava. Ananda Koti Vaishnavinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Dandavat pranam, Prabhuji's Mataji's, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam.
Girish
Thank you, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.